All right, so to kick off the last part of this episode, Shaun, a couple of people, as in Tanner Richardson, had a couple of questions for you. And for fans just in general, if you have any questions for our alum, don't hesitate to text or rather do a direct message to the team account or even reach out to me on social media, and I will be more than happy to answer or ask rather all these questions to the alum. So, Shaun, to kick off here with Tanner's questions. What is your best Mizzou hockey memory?
Best one has to be the Matcha Championship in St. Louis last year. Obviously, going to Boston was really cool, but having to lose your last game as a hockey player 8-1 was not too much fun. But that Matcha Championship was just everything I wanted it to be, and then some. We didn't really expect to qualify for that tournament, and being able to get in there and then rattle off 3 straight wins against 3 pretty good hockey teams, especially that semifinal win against Arkansas, a rival school, a team we pride ourselves on playing against every year. That was the coolest thing ever. And then obviously Henry scoring that overtime goal against Nebraska the next day to be able to give us that trophy. I think about that moment all the time, just hopping the bench, getting ready to go celebrate with my teammates. That was absolutely on the ice the best part of being a Mizzou hockey player. And then off the ice, I think probably the funniest story I have and probably one of my best memories was we went to Dort my freshman year, which is in the middle of nowhere, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And they were a good team. We split with them. And on our bus ride back, the bathroom on the bus had filled up because it's a 7-hour bus ride. So there's just a hilarious photo of the bus had pulled over on the side of the highway, and there's just 15 dudes like off the highway, like way down this hill, all using the bathroom in this middle of this field while the bus driver is trying to empty the bathroom on the bus. It was just a ridiculous story, but I mean, those are the things that kind of make ACH hockey what it is, in my opinion.
Wow. I've heard some memory stories for sure, but that is a first, I have to admit. I mean, hey, I did ask you your best Mizzou hockey memory. I hope Tanner likes that answer. That's all that matters to me in this sense. But I will say I did not even know Dort was in South Dakota, so my bad if I don't know my geography as well as I should.
It's right on the line of Iowa and South Dakota, so it's right there. But either way, it's a 7-hour bus trip from Mizzou, and it's one of the longer trips I've done with the squad. But I mean, that's those long hours on the bus. That's kind of where you really forge bonds and obviously get some stories that you're never going to forget.
See, I thought it was in Iowa, so I was very close. So
Yeah.
that's close. All right. So Tanner's second question he was curious about, and just the answer from you in general. What was your least favorite place to play?
Oof. Least favorite play. I'm gonna have to go with the rink down in Arkansas. I played there once in high school, actually, and then I played there obviously this past year. It was really strange how the rink was kind of set up. It's like almost all the seats are kind of like a balcony seat over the ice rather than being at ice level. And then the weirdest part is that it's in like a mall. So the showers are like for the rink are like community showers for the mall that like double with like the pool they have there. So like you had to walk across a gymnasium to get to the showers, obviously in your clothes that like, because you can't just walk across there in a towel. You can't just jump in there right there from your locker stall. But that was just really weird. I mean, I feel like all the rinks we played at were relatively nice outside of that, but I just think the way the rink in Arkansas was designed, it's just really strange. And also that coupled with just don't like Arkansas. I'm not afraid to say that. And definitely a rival school and definitely didn't enjoy going down there at all.
All right. So for the freshmen that are about to take their first trip to Springdale in January 2024, we'll see what their assessment is after they take that two-game series rather in Springdale. And we'll see if they agree with you or not, because I'm actually curious what the rest of you all think, because I actually did not know about that. I've seen their live streams, but I did not know like it was like a balcony as opposed to like, like bleachers where you like sit ice level.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of both, but it's definitely, like you mentioned, it's not on ice level for the most part. It's just really strange in how it's designed. And I think the shower aspect of it was definitely the weirdest thing because it was like, I just played a hockey game. I don't want to have to put all these clothes on just so I can walk over to the showers so I can community shower with the Arkansas team that I just played and then walk back across. It was strange all around. And I mean, I feel like we had pretty good experiences everywhere else that we went. So definitely a weird one for sure.
So just like in the NHL, you are in the NHL when somebody lays a big hit on you or you commit a really bad penalty that may cost your team. Well, what was your welcome moment to the ACHA during your career?
Oh, man. So Lynn Teeter, love him to death. I'll tell you this much. He first day or like second day of tryouts went down there my freshman year. At the time, the team was kind of coming off a really bad year, so it kind of had the feeling that really, unless you were just really not a strong enough hockey player to the point where you were going to get yourself hurt, that they were going to allow you to be on the team in some capacity. And so it was kind of that feeling like tryouts. Everyone kind of knew like we were going to be seeing each other again. And this was Teeter's first year as a coach there. And so he just kind of points at me and goes, in front of everyone, I'm going to call you Yeti. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that works. And then go to meet everyone later. And, you know, Yeti is unique enough that it's easy enough to remember. So that's why that nickname exists. And that's why it stuck for as long as it did. But in terms of playing, my first couple games, I didn't play too terribly much, but I was also on the power play as just the guy to stand right in front of the net and make a terrible window for the goalie. And our first game that was against KU my freshman year. And so I'm like this brand new 18-year-old kid for some reason playing on the power play. And I scored the sixth goal of that game, and we won that game 6-5 on the power play. So I didn't have any like rude, brutal like hits or anything kind of welcome to the ACHA. But I mean, in my first ever ACHA game, I scored a goal against the game-winning goal against KU, which is without a doubt our biggest rival. And so that was honestly my probably biggest welcome to the ACHA moment.
I am glad you mentioned the Yeti nickname because I don't think I would have ever guessed the origin of where it came from. I just thought maybe like because like you're one of the biggest guys on the ice, I thought maybe that's where it came from. But I guess Lynn Teeter, one of the former coaches, for those that do not know, of the previous regime of Mizzou Hockey, I guess one day he decided, okay, I'm gonna call you Yeti, and I guess it stuck for everyone.
For everyone.
I mean, even us in the broadcast booth, we would say Yeti here and there.
Yep.
All right. I will say this. So I have never played hockey before. I will never play hockey. I'm not, I'm not a $150 or a $180 or whatever you want to say. I'm not meant for that. But growing up, each of us, like, we play different sports to see like, okay, what are we good at? Right. So I played tennis and baseball through the majority of my, athletic career. Okay. What I will say, I do want to ask you this question is what made you decide, yeah, hockey's my sport to go to?
Oof. So growing up in Kansas City, it's definitely not the biggest thing, definitely not anything like Chicago or St. Louis. But my older brother, when we were in middle school, he wanted to play football. And my parents were not too excited about the idea of us playing football. And I think my brother at the time was just one of those guys where he kind of just wanted to hit something, probably at that, end of his elementary school days, early middle school days. And so he signed up for hockey the next year. My parents got him into it because it was, for my parents, they're from Buffalo, New York, where hockey's king. So they thought it would be better than football. And I followed suit pretty after that. I was sick of watching him play in all these games. I wanted to try it for myself, and that just kind of stuck. And throughout every year growing up, basketball for me, because I was a taller guy, was always kind of an option. But those seasons directly overlap, and it would have been really hard to do both. And to be honest, with the way things were in Kansas City, I mean, I wasn't the best hockey player ever, but I was starting varsity games when I was a freshman in high school, just for my club team, just because we needed guys, and so it really wasn't a tough decision for me. It was like be on my freshman basketball team in high school or start varsity games. For 14-year-old, that's pretty easy choice.
So that's really cool. Obviously, for hockey, I feel like the attention always goes to offense and then goalie. The defense kind of just gets, left out like at the curve, like the stuff that no one wants to like at a yard sale, for instance. Like it's those couple of things that no one wants to buy, but you end up like throwing it out for those that have the yard sale. Unfortunately, defensemen, they're kind of the forgotten ones just a little bit. And unfortunately, they just happen to be some that are forgotten. And so what made you want to be a defenseman? What went into that?
So the other half of what I maybe just forgot to mention about definitely wanting to play club hockey into college was my first year playing. I was in 4th or 5th grade in elementary school, and on the news, we saw that some reporters were just talking about the border war event going on at Cable Dahmer Arena. At the time, it was a different name for the stadium, but my mom was like, "Hey, like, let's go! Like, this will be fun." And so, my brother, my mom, and I, we all went up there, and I just remember seeing this what I thought at the time was a superhero in a Mizzou jersey just absolutely crushed the crap out of this kid for KU, and I was like, what do I got to do that? So ever since then, I was really looking forward to just being able to take advantage of the physical side of the game, and being a defenseman, that's always just kind of where I fit in on every roster I kind of played on. So that was that, and that border war game. It was weird thinking about how as a 9-10-year-old kid, I was watching that game, and then man, being on the other side of it after playing in a couple of them, just it's a crazy feeling. But it's definitely something that was really surreal for me and my family, getting to play on that ice wearing a Mizzou jersey.
Yeah, it must be. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in to Mizzou Hockey TV. Be sure to follow us on social media, visit our website, and don't forget to buy, if you can, those gold jerseys that just came out not too long ago. Shaun, thanks for joining me today. My name's Luca Vitale, and we'll see you around.